Ooh, I wonder how many people are not going to agree with me in this video today. What's up, pups? How you guys doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Hey Luna, do you want to come up here? I have had requests to make this video for a very long time. Essentially, since The Last Jedi came out. Star Wars and Harry Potter make up so much of my life. Like, they are such a huge part of my life. And I really wanted to make sure that I was solid as I could be with how I felt about this movie. And that's why it took me so long to make this video. Also, the movie's coming out on Blu-ray in like a week, and I am so excited. We're gonna talk about how I felt about The Last Jedi. Yeah, I loved it. I immediately loved it. It like reinvigorated for me a love of Star Wars that I wouldn't say I forgot about, but like it just, I don't know, like it's hard to explain. Like watching that movie and then leaving the theater, I just felt more proud to be a Star Wars fan, more enlightened in a way. It was such a unique film to Star Wars, and I loved it. I didn't start having, I don't want to say issues, but like I didn't start seeing problems or weird things until I started talking to people, because that's typically how we develop other opinions, is communicating. So I've had a lot of conversations with friends and people who I don't know about the film. The first question out of their mouth is, what did you think about the movie? Like, everyone just wants to know, because I feel like in this circumstance there were so many people on like one side who were like, I hate this movie, boycott this movie, take it out of the franchise, and then there were people who were like, this movie is amazing, this movie is innovative, this movie is a game changer. Yeah, I can definitely see where the people who are frustrated are coming from in a way, because with Force Awakens, it was almost like they just rebooted like the franchise that we know and love from the 70s. It kind of felt like we were seeing A New Hope all over again with like different characters. It just kind of brought back that nostalgia that we had. Well, I say we had, but I wasn't born in the 70s, but like Star Wars was such a huge part of my life growing up because my bio dad was like super into Star Wars, and that kind of started my love of Star Wars. So it was always around in my life. I grew up with these films when I was a young kid, and so it brought back for me like just that excitement when like you sit down and you're ready to watch it and you hear that first beat in the theme song and you're just like, okay, here we go. Like, it was just like such a good feeling with The Force Awakens. It brought back all of that nostalgia. I felt like the main point that The Last Jedi was trying to drive into our heads are, your heroes have flaws, your heroes are human, your heroes make mistakes, your heroes will disappoint you. And I love that. Like, I love that. I know a lot of people want to complain because it seemed to get quite political with us seeing the planet with the faith years and the racing and the casinos, and I feel like Ryan, I don't know how to pronounce it, Ryan Johnson, I feel like his ideology behind that was to try to put Star Wars in a more realistic spectrum for us. Does that make sense? Star Wars has always been fantasy, and Star Trek, I know we're like going off on a tangent now, but Star Trek has always been the series that kind of played off of like the United States and the Soviets and you know what I mean, the Cold War and stuff, and like the things that Star Trek was based on that Star Wars never had. Star Wars was just more so like a fantasy world. And yes, we got to live through the characters and experience the things, but we never truly like, it was never like I identify with this character. I understand what they're going through, because none of us truly know what it's like to be a Jedi or have the Force. So I feel like this movie was supposed to humanize our heroes more. It was supposed to give us more of a reality to base Star Wars on, like showing that like our world and the political climate that we are in can also exist in our fantasy worlds. And like, I like that. I liked that I saw that. I feel like I'm gonna have so many people in the comments like hating me and telling me that I'm wrong, but like, this is just how I feel. Like, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked seeing that planet. I liked feeling the tension. I liked seeing the race. I liked the Faith Years. Like, I was happy with them. I thought they were super cute. I personally really liked the casino scene. I liked it. I truly enjoyed the acting in this movie, more so than I can remember in any Star Wars film to date. Like, I just felt like the acting was much more complex. I felt like I got a different side of Luke, and I got a different side of Leia, and I got a different side of Poe. Like, I just felt like the acting took us so much deeper into each character and allowed us to see more of their flaws and their humanity and their struggles, and I loved that. I felt like every single actor in this movie did an excellent job of portraying the emotions and the internal battles and struggles that they were going through. Something else that I think is super noteworthy is like the throne room scene, like the battle scenes in general, but like that throne room scene, like I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. Like, it was just so well choreographed and so visually stunning, and just it was amazing. Like, it was amazing. And just the visuals in general in this film were amazing. Like the salt planet with the red, like I don't, oh God, it blows my mind. Like how they can create such a beautiful, exciting landscape. Everything about this movie was like visually beautiful. Like, just all of it. Like, all of it. It's funny, and I feel like we need that with films. Something that the Avengers movies did that I appreciated was add humor in with the action. And so I can very much appreciate that Star Wars is adding humor with action, and I love that. I feel like it gives you a break from like the tenseness that you just feel during like an action movie with you know, like there's adventure and you're just wondering what's gonna happen next and you're tensing up, and then you get that laugh relief, and it just makes the whole experience. I feel like this is so weird. Like, I just feel like, this is why I put off this video, because I feel bizarre talking about this, because I get like so excited and I don't think people truly like, I don't know, like I don't think people get me. Like, they don't understand me. One of the biggest complaints that I was seeing from people is that they did not like that we never really got to understand who Snoke was, and to them I say, hi, do you remember Darth Maul? Because I loved the character of Darth Maul. Like, I thought he was such a cool character, and in the books we do get to delve a little bit more into like who he is as a person, if you want to call him a person, and I liked Darth Maul a lot. And in The Phantom Menace, we never really got to know who Darth Maul was. And so when people complain about Snoke dying without ever really getting to know who he was or how he came to be, that's how I would counter that argument. But what about Darth Maul? Because we've seen this before, like we've been down this road. And so if you're gonna complain about one, you should probably complain about both. But I can appreciate why they did it, because not every character has to matter. The decision to take plot points and build them up and let people speculate, like, who are Rey's parents? Are they Jedis? Is Rey's father Luke? Or who is Snoke? Is he this like incredible leader? Is he Darth Sidious? Is he possibly Rey's parents? To take like Rey's parents and Snoke and build them up as these possibly incredible things, and then to just crash your expectations to the ground and say they're nobodies, they don't matter. I feel like that is such a smart plot point. I loved that. Like, again, getting chills. I just love that they took our expectations and raised them up and then said, doesn't matter, and like smashed them on the floor. As long as Star Wars has been around, we've always had these like aha movements where, oh, Luke, I am your father, or oh my gosh, you are a Jedi. Star Wars has been built up on like what you expect. Like you get all these hints and you're like, this is probably what it is, and then it is that thing. And so I really liked seeing like they took what we expected to happen because it's Star Wars and then said, no, Like, that's amazing. And then we come to my favorite point, and the point that I've noticed that when I have conversations with people who didn't like the movie, it's usually their number one reason why they didn't like the movie. It's supposed to challenge how you view heroes. Like, what are heroes to you? Are they perfect individuals who like never have internal struggles and always do the right thing and know to do the right thing? And we see it with every character in the movie. Poe, we see, is extremely reckless and has no thoughts about the lives of others, and his actions in the movie end up killing a lot of resistance fighters. Finn and Rose go to the casino planet to seek out DJ and in turn are double crossed. And they trust him because they think, oh yeah, this is who we were told to find, it's fine. And we see how that turns out. And side note, the fact that DJ is not only supplying the resistance with weaponry, but also the First Order, I mean, that's so telling of like our current world and how things work. I just felt like bringing some sort of reality to the Star Wars universe to put it in more of a humanistic realism perspective. I don't even know if the words I'm saying make any sense. Again, I'm sorry. And then we come to Luke, who literally was teaching children to be Jedis and almost killed his nephew in his sleep and had a brief fleeting moment where he thought about something pretty dark that Jedis normally wouldn't think about. And so he went into exile because of that. Like, if that is not the definition of humanity and like having flaws, I don't know what is. Because in Star Wars, Luke is like the epitome of the light side, the epitome of a Jedi. He's supposed to be the one that is 100% good, and he had a fleeting moment where he almost killed his nephew because he thought that his nephew would destroy everything. And the most serendipitous part about all of that is if Luke had not tried to kill him, most likely Kylo Ren would not be Kylo Ren. So like in doing that, Luke caused Kylo Ren to become who he is. And I don't, like, it's just like those plot points I love. Like, I love them. It's showing that Luke makes mistakes and he is human. He can be disappointed in himself. He can have thoughts of the dark side. Star Wars is trying to show us that there is no such thing in the universe as completely good and completely dark. Everyone has flaws. Everyone can flip-flop. We see that with Rey and with Kylo. Kylo is internally struggling because he was training to be a Jedi and then his uncle almost killed him. So he got angry, like normal people do, except took it a little bit to the extreme. Sought out Snoke, became a Sith, you get it. But what I'm saying is now he's struggling with not knowing if he wants to be good or bad. And I feel like more so with Kylo we're seeing like a gray area, because then he shows affection and like caring towards Rey and is saying, let's just like screw all of this. Like, let's just start like a new thing. He's showing traits that we haven't seen before. And the same with Rey. Rey gets pulled into the darkness at one point. Her struggle of feeling pulled to the dark and the light. Like, it's just, this movie really set us up to show that we can go in either direction. Star Wars is changing. Our perceptions are not what they are anymore. These characters are deep, complex individuals, and I'm here for it, and I love this movie. Honestly, I think it's like my favorite Star Wars movie at this point, like out of the entire franchise. A New Hope has always been my favorite Star Wars movie, and the reason being is that if you play A New Hope from start to finish, that could be just the movie. Like, I love that it has like a complete storyline from start to finish, because when Star Wars was created, they didn't know they were going to be continuing on with like more movies. They didn't know it was going to be a trilogy. They thought it was just going to be a standalone film. So I've always liked A New Hope because you have that like start to finish feel. And I feel like if I was stuck watching only one Star Wars film for the rest of my life, I would watch A New Hope. But now I've changed my mind. I feel like The Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars film. It's just, it's so good. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that like the main theme of Star Wars is hope. Hope is the huge overarching theme of the entire franchise. And you don't really have hope if you don't have character struggles or anything or anyone challenging that idea of hope. You need that to make a good story. And The Last Jedi has that. Anyway, guys, I hope that you were able to follow along with this video. Thanks for checking it out and watching. I am so excited for the Blu-ray to come out. I love Star Wars so much. I want to cry thinking about how much I love it because I am that much of a weirdo, so I'm gonna go, but yeah. If this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, hi, I'm Kayleigh. You should subscribe. I make a ton of different content on this channel, and you're bound to find something that you'll enjoy. Links to my Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, also down below. I will see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye, everybody.